All right. So
Wait. Okay.
you want to start, don't you?
No, I want to.
Okay. Let me just say this. Can I say this? Okay. He's always told me about the word of the year. You know, he told me about, last year was sacrifice, and then he told me some other stuff. The other day, he started talking to me about me having a word for the year, and I was like, oh, never done that. It's brand new for me. And so I thought about it a lot and prayed about it, and it came up with build faith. And that could be for me, which I need it so badly. We all need to build some faith, and also it could be build other people's faith, basically. And so that was my, excitement. It wasn't 1600 or something like that. God hadn't done anything like that with me yet, but He will. Anyway.
So the whole point is all right, I talk about the word of the year. I talked to Mr. Penix about it, and I was like, all right, Lord, I'm just going to share this real quick. Something that God did for me, because he did it for my wife, and I didn't even know my wife was even doing that. She said, oh, the word of the year was this. So then I said, all right, Father, I'm going to do it. I'm going to test you in this area. I want to see if you can answer that prayer for me. Let's see what's up. And if it's not, then okay, whatever, it's fine. So I prayed for it, and God did it for me. I was like, wow. And I just feel like I can see that thread throughout the whole year being weaved through the whole month. It's like, oh, Lord, you're so good. And then at the end of the year, around Christmas time, I'm just able to reflect on it and say, wow, Lord, man, you're so good. I can see these things that we had to, last year, we had to sacrifice some things. And you'll see a sacrifice video about that. And it's like something has to die so that we can have more life in a certain area. Like when you come to Christ, something has to die. Your old self dies, and poof. God doesn't just leave you with the dead thing. He gives you something brand new in its place. And so I was like, oh, let me just share it one day. I was at Mr. Penix's house. Boom, we shared it, and then God did His thing. Mr. Penix did his thing. He prayed, and God answered his prayer. And it was build faith, and that builds my faith. So now throughout the year, we're going to send texts, and we already did it already, and we're only 6 days into the new year. Okay. And it's like, oh, build my faith. Oh, hey, that's going to build faith. Oh, it's building faith.
I got to say something. Okay. Anyway, God is using me all the time now. It's new, and I'm so excited. I used to be all, with God a long time, and then I went through some stuff, and I was away. And now I'm back, and it's so exciting. The podiatrist that I have, he told me back in October, he told me that he had a tumor on his pancreas. And I was like, oh, and I'm not used to saying something to a doctor. I don't know why he told me, but he did. Well, actually, I do know why he told me. Okay, anyway, so I talked to him. I said, God can take care of that. He can do it, and I said it in a way that, I'm not used to jumping out there in faith like that. So it was something new for me. And so I did. I said, He can take care of that. And then I didn't get to see him, okay? I didn't get to see him for 3 months. And then I came back, and I was like, okay. I sat down in the chair, and I was like, we haven't talked about it, but let's talk about something really important here. Your surgery, what happened? Did it work out okay? Everything's good? And he goes, well, they went in, and there was nothing there. And I was like, yeah. And I was so excited that I was like, I prayed about that. I was telling him, and I was like, but this is God, and anyway, but see, God can do it. He can do those things, and so it's just neat, because God's used me a couple of times, and He's building my faith.
And then when He shares stories like that, and then I get to read it in the text, and as you're hearing it now, it just encourages you and it builds your faith. So the gift that God is going to give you, if God gives you a word of the year, it's not just yes, it's for you, because He's given it to you, but He needs you to have it and to grow in whatever areas, so you can just share it with others, because I'm encouraged by Him. I get pumped up, I get fired up. That was a great story. I was like, oh, Lord, that's a way to build our faith. And I'm not trying to belittle that thing. I'm just, look, there it is. There it is. There it is again. Look, there it is. So
He just makes me want to talk about it. He wants me to tell everybody. I mean, I'm just like, everybody I can talk to, I've been telling about these stories, that I felt like was the right person to talk to. And so it's just exciting to be used. And it's really nice to have this guy as a friend, He's a good guy.
He's not so bad. He's a good dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you all so much for hanging out, and trying to get a word of the year for you guys. It's working for us.
It does work.
So we'll see you on the next one. All right. Good job, Mr. Penix.
Man. Thank you, Father. It's all honor. All your sons, all your daughters give you praise. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father.